everybody, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be reviewing the Reliable 4000 IS Professional Boiler Iron. This iron is a stainless steel boiler iron. It is made in Italy. Now this is considered to be part of their professional line. So they do offer a 3000 IS, which I believe is technically considered part of the home use line, if that makes sense. So I have some notes here to make sure that I don't forget anything. But this iron, it uses dry pressurized steam, and I mean it generates a lot of steam. And dry pressurized steam is great because it gets the fibers of your fabric softer, faster. And it's just, so that means that as you're ironing, you know, you can shape your fabric, and it really just delivers a really nice crispness. And I definitely see a difference between any other iron I have used. So far so good. I've had it for 2 or 3 weeks and I love it. I don't regret it. But I will get to the 3 cons, in my opinion. I think there are 3 cons and we will discuss those. But I do just want to mention that the continuous steam can last for 4 hours, I believe it is. So the tank, it's a 2.5 liter tank that you should only fill it up to 2 liters. That's 8 cups of water. And then the pressure is 50 PSI or 3.5 bars. And so let's go ahead and let me just hop into the 3 cons of having this iron before I go into the overview and show you the parts and how it works essentially. So the 3 drawbacks of this iron. The first thing is the cost. This is a very, very, very expensive iron. It costs $600. Yes, $600. The 3000 IS I think is a little bit cheaper, maybe $100 or $200 cheaper. But I will tell you that Bed Bath & Beyond actually sells this particular model, and you can use the 20% off coupon, so that saves you $120. Still, it's still expensive. The second drawback to this iron, I would say, is it takes 10 to 15 minutes for the boiler to heat up and to start using the steam. So that might be a little bit off-putting. You know, if you just want to come in and quickly do a quick like iron and you need steam. The third thing is you have to have a place to put it. This measures, so it is 13 inches wide and the height is 9 inches and then the depth is 11 inches. So I hope that those dimensions help you a little bit. But I have a really, I have this ironing board, the Brabrantia wide iron, and it's got this iron rest, and it actually holds up about half of my tank here pretty well. It's pretty sturdy, so I just put it here kind of in the corner on the end, and it works out very well. So those are the 3 drawbacks, I would say. The cost, the time to generate your steam, and then just the space it requires. You may not have the space. Though I will say it is a lot less awkward than having the IV pole I used to have with my gravity feed system. And I just don't have any awkwardness. I don't find that cable gets in my way. This one right here, this hose, I should say, not cable. It's just been great. It's been really, really great. So let's just go ahead and come over to the iron so you can see it up close. So let's start with an overview of the iron itself and what's included. The cat is not included, but he wants to be present for this demonstration, I suppose. So of course you're going to have the tank itself, the boiler unit, and then the iron, and then they call this a mono hose. And the mono hose loops through this. Now this I actually don't need because of the way I looped it. It loops through what they call the wand. This is a 2-piece wand that goes into this little hole here. It looks like it's kind of flimsy, but it's not. It actually keeps the hose out of my way pretty well. So you have your pressure gauge here, and then you have the boiler on switch. So this is what, of course, boils the water and generates the steam. You have a light that will tell you if you are low on water, and it will actually shut off the boiler if that happens. And then you have your steam button. So this is for the iron. And then you have a reset button. And this reset button has a cap. You take the cap off and you push that button when you have refilled your water. Otherwise, if this light comes on and you refill the water and you don't push this button, it won't know that you've refilled it and you won't be able to turn your boiler on. Then over here you have this knob. I think it's called the solenoid, something like this. I'm not technical, but this will allow you to adjust how much steam you actually want. And then here is where you put your water into the tank and screw it like that. And it comes with a funnel, and I'll show you as I put the water in and then test how much water is in there, and you'll see how that works. And then also for this particular machine, you do need, when you need to empty it, to drain it and clean it, you just take the machine over to like a sink or something and just dump it. That's how you drain it. And then as far as the iron is concerned, I do want to point out that I have an ironing shoe on the iron that I bought separately. I also have a diffuser pad inside of that, and I'll take this off and show you. This helps prevent shine and scorching your fabrics, so I highly recommend it. So let's take the shoe off. So I've taken the shoe off, and this is what it looks like with the pad inside, and then it's got these little foam pads there. It helps with the fit. The iron looks like this on the bottom. So the iron itself has some temperature settings, and in order for the steam to happen, you need to set it to cotton, or extra steam is linen. It also has wool, silk, and nylon settings. Also, this little pad that you can set your iron on, it comes with it. So when it's hot, it's fine, it won't melt. You want to avoid touching this though, that does get hot. The handle itself remains cool, so I don't have any problem with that. The hose also doesn't get hot, and this is the button you press for steam. So let's go ahead and put some water in this. I'll show you how to test how much water you have, and then we'll turn it on, let it start up. So to add water, you get your funnel, which was included. You put it in the little hole there, and you get a container of water and you fill it up. Fill it up gradually, because you should stop every now and then to check how much water is in your tank, because you only want 2 liters full. That's the max. Though this tank is 2.5, you only want 2 liters of water. And then we have this lovely little tube here. And so for my machine, which is the 4000, I'm using the red side, and you can see there's markings here for 2, 1.5, 1.5 liter. So what we're going to do is stick this into the hole, and then you're going to place your thumb over the opening at this end, and you're going to pull it out, and then you're going to be able to determine how much water is in the tank, and it looks like we are at like 1.25 liters. So I'm going to continue filling this up until I get to the 2 mark. All right, I have filled it with water, and I do just want to point out that the manual calls for either tap water or 50% distilled, 50% tap. You don't want to actually use 100% distilled in this. This is supposed to be high quality stainless steel, rust free. So it says in the manual. So now that we have the water filled, I'm going to switch on the boiler and I'll switch on the steam. And I'm going to wait for this to heat up and start boiling and for this pressure gauge to go up once there's pressure, of course, in this tank. Now that does take about 10 to 15 minutes, so if you don't need steam, then you can just turn off the boiler and you have your steam, because this is actually the iron portion. So this will get hot based on whatever setting that you've turned it here. You just won't have steam because your boiler is off. So I'm going to go ahead and let this heat up and then we'll come back. So you can hear that it is heating up. And you can see that our pressure gauge is moving up. All right, so I think we're heated up and we are at about 40 psi it looks like. So let's go ahead and push the steam button and see what we got. Yeah, that's some steam. Just got a new cover, so I'm ironing out the creases. So when you're done for the day, you need to first turn off the boiler button so that it stops boiling and generating steam. Then you are going to, you're going to keep the steam button on because we're going to push this button and let all of the steam out as much as we can. So you're going to keep holding that down until all of the steam is out. And then once all of the steam is out, well, you'll turn this off and then you will open up this safety valve and just make sure there's no other steam in here because you don't want to leave steam lingering in here. So you need to do that when you're done using the iron for the day. So that's my review of the Reliable 4000 IS boiler iron. I hope you found this video informative and I'll see you next time.